Welcome to Coach's Corner, everyone. Local sports report. I'm your host, Coach Tripp, along with my buddy, Coach Hobbs.
Peace.
Mark Hobley, coached and taught at PHS for many years. We got a special guest today, Coach Neal Summerford. Coach, thanks for being on the show.
Well, it's great to be with you guys. You got a great show, and it's always good to see you guys. You're looking good, both of you.
Yeah, man. This show is brought to you by Sandy Sansing Chevrolet. Go see Bradley Bowes over there. Tell them Coach Tripp sent you. I want to thank all my great sponsors. All right, Coach, we're going to dive into it, man. We're going to start right away, and we're going to start from the beginning. Talk about growing up here. You grew up in Pensacola. Talk about your mom and dad. You come from a whole line of teachers. Your dad taught at Tate.
My goodness, you do some research. Yeah, I came to Pensacola when I was about 5 years old, and my dad came down to get into school board or the administration part of school, and he got to started doing that. My mom was a teacher, and we grew up on about 5 acres off in the Inslee area, and we had sports in our life from a very young age. We'd go to the ballpark down there on Detroit Boulevard, and I think maybe Fowler. They got a big pit there now, but we used to play baseball and football in that spot from a young age.
Wow.
Went to high school, graduated from Tate, and started my football career at North Alabama. At the time, it was Florence State. I about got cute.
Right.
Okay.
They were the biggest people I'd ever seen.
What position did you play, Coach?
I played a lot. I tried to find a position. I ended up at outside linebacker at North Alabama, and the running back that I had to tackle every day was Rabbit Thomas out of Huntsville, Alabama. He was about 235. I was about 185. It didn't work.
That's funny. That's funny. Usually a scat back will get a nickname like Rabbit, but the guy
Right.
235 pounds.
This guy could run. He was big and he could run, and he was a true college football player out of Huntsville.
Wow, there's a whole family of educators, brothers, sisters, cousins, a lot of them, and a lot of them taught at Tate.
Yeah. I went to Tate in, oh my goodness, 1973, 72, 73. And my dad was teaching there at the time. And in fact, he told me, he said, if you want to get a job and get in the coaching business, you might go out and see Coach Maddison because he's looking for coaches. He'd been there 1 year, and he started looking for coaches that spring. And I went out there and talked to him, and he said, we'll get you started this spring. And when I went out there that spring, there was 4 of us coaching. There was Bobby Taylor, who is a real coaching legend around here. And there was Otha Biggs, who was a coach at Cantonment. He was a Little League coach, outstanding line guy. And then myself, who was probably the weakest one on the staff, and Coach Carl Maddison. And we had a really good spring. And I thought my time was over when that spring was over. And I got a call in the summer, and we went out to Houston with Carl and a coach from Catholic High and Jimmy Nichols, who's well known around here. We went out to Houston to learn the Houston Veer offense. And I got to go along on that trip, and I was 20 years old, and Coach Madison drove real fast.
Oh my gosh. Wow, you were one of his first staffs there. Yeah, let's talk about Coach Maddison. Just full of discipline, hard-nosed, old school. Players he had were just numerous. But some of them that I know, of course, Rodney Douglas, Keith Leonard, Doug Allen, my teammate, and Rocky Colburn. Coach, before we get into Coach Maddison, tell the story how Rocky Colburn got recruited at Alabama.
Real privileged to coach a great player. Rocky was a great player, great student, really intense. Rocky was so intense he would throw up before every football game. I don't know if he continued that at Alabama, but in high school he was an intense player. I was fortunate that I got Rocky his senior year. His junior year, I was coaching inside linebackers, and Taylor was coaching the secondary. So we kind of swapped roles there, and it was a good swap because we won the state championship that year. And that was my first year coaching defensive backs. And that's pretty incredible that you win a state championship your first year coaching the position.
Was that the 1980 team, Coach?
Yeah, that was. I'd been on staff there probably about 10 years when that happened, but a lot of ninth grade. I coached ninth grade quite a bit before I moved up. And coached with Woodrow McCorvey those years in ninth grade. Of course, Woodrow's still at Clemson. He was a big coach. And I've got some great stories about Woodrow, but let's talk about Rocky. Rocky, when I started coaching Rocky, I realized he was a very smart guy. He knew the scheme. All I had to do was drill him, and I pretty much got out of the way. I had Paul Brown at safety and Rocky at safety, and they were two incredible guys. And we had Stephen Dortch at a corner and Kenny Walraven, and I can't forget those guys because they were state champions, you know. But Rocky got on Alabama's radar. I think Jet Rogers, who coached at Pensacola High, got some film up there, and that was in the film days. And Rocky was on one of their recruits, or they were looking at him. And Coach Bryant always had the final say and got to look at who came up there. And he said, "Man, I like this guy here." That's from Coach Bryant. He liked Rocky. And everybody said, "Well, what do you like about him?" And he said, "Well, at the end of the play, if you'll notice in every film, he's within 5 yards of the ball on every snap." And I try to coach my kids that now. If you want to be seeing my college guys, be where the football is. You know, don't be standing off out 20 yards from the ball, you know, when it's ended. And that pretty much got him going. And they saw his grades. He was a 4.4 grade point average. His brother, Hank, went to the Naval Academy. So they had some real good education, academic skills, which I've learned over the years is probably more important than anything. That you can get in your foot in the door on athleticism, but you better have those grades there to do what you need to do, you know.
Wow. Holy cow. Good story. He saw him on film. He was actually looking for Paul Brown, right? The big safety.
Yeah, the other safety. And then Paul ended up going to Alabama A&M. He had a great career at Alabama A&M, and Paul was just a tremendous player. You know, they were both great guys. They had not just the two of those, but we had 26 pass interceptions in that 1 year. And I think that's a state record, and it's verifiable. 14 games. Oh,
my gosh.
Pass interceptions.
26 picks. Coach, when I coached 13 years here in high school, and I was shooting for 20 every year. That was my goal, try to get 20. And we got close and hit it a few times, but we never had 26. You had 2 D1 safeties on that state title team. No wonder nobody got back. No wonder your defense just must have been outrageous at the time.
Very good defense. Bobby Taylor is came out of West Alabama, Livingston. His roots go with oh my goodness, I knew I'd forget the guy's name. It was the defensive coordinator for Florida State for a number of years.
Mickey Andrews.
Andrews, yeah. So that's he's got a good stock, and then he went on to coach in Atlanta, and he ended up with Coach Maddison. Coach Maddison handpicked Bobby to come with us to Gonzales. So he was a great defensive coach. I learned a lot from the guys, you know.
Oh yeah, he learned from the Alabama great, their Florida State great Mickey Andrews, who played at Alabama, and so they probably got Bear Bryant stories right and left. I think it only makes sense to me. Coach Bryant and Coach Maddison must have been friends. I don't know if they ever went out for drinks, but he must have came down more than once.
You know, the thing that I take away from those guys is they were individualists. They were competitors. They might be friends, but they were always competing at some level to do something. Either, you know, they were competing to get their kids into college, or they were competing to get the great talent. And sometimes they'd confer and sometimes they wouldn't confer, you know, because it's a pretty brutal business, you know, and that's just the way it is, you know. And I'm sure at some level, I know Coach Bryant knew Coach Maddison, just like he knows a lot of high school coaches. But there is I don't know, there's just something there that those guys are so competitive, you know. There's just everything's a competition.
Yeah, and they could communicate that to their kids, and their kids were just so working so hard. And let's All right, so we got Woody McCorvey. Is it true he dressed up in like a Coca-Cola uniform to go look at a practice?
There's so many stories out there.
There's so many stories about falling out of trees, and there's so many stories about.
I tell you, Paul, I know the truth on every one of those. So
yeah.
I'm glad.
I think Woody admitted it. I think Woody admitted it last time he was on the show.
I think he told a story because I know who that was, and Woodrow and myself. We tried to take a lot of the blame because we were young and we didn't care.
Right.
Wow.
You guys took the heat for a lot of that shenanigans, let's say, going on. All right, let's talk about your boys, man. The rubber match coming up, Summey Bowl 3. My gosh, Rhett won the second one with that state finalist team that Wes had at Northview. Beat him his first year. But it's I remember one of the assistant coaches, Rhett, saying, "Boy, it's not easy to win in places like this." I'm like, "No, buddy, it isn't." But he's successful now. Two of them, both of them. You have high school coaches that are successful, Coach. That is really something else. Tell me maybe some similarities and differences between Wes, who coaches at West Florida, and Rhett, who's the head man at Tate.
Well, they're great guys. They're great individuals. They work hard. That's what they have in common. They're going to work hard, and they're going to try to outwork you to win the football game. Coach Maddison used to say, "Run it one more time." Our philosophy and their philosophy is see the film one more play. Let's watch one more play. Let's just keep watching and see if we can find a little thing that'll make a difference in a close ball game. So they really work hard. Both of them do that. We have a backyard. When they were growing up, we had a stadium light out in the backyard and a screen back there, and they would play wiffle ball. I didn't know what time they quit because I'd go to bed at 10:30 and they were still playing. But I don't know if they fought. I don't know what was going on back there, but they stayed up late and they played wiffle ball and whatever they could do to compete. So from maybe 10 or 12 years old until they were gone from home, they were doing that, very competitive. They broke a fish tank in our house, and all the fish went down the hall, and they broke a swan. That's when it was raining. They would come inside and compete in the house. So house did survive, but they're very competitive guys, and they work hard. And I promise you, they want to beat each other real bad, And we thought we were through with that when not play at Northview. It's the week before, week after. It's terrible, and then the Thanksgiving holiday is not going to be great either because somebody's going to win.
Somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to win. You can't lose either way, Coach. Man, that is so funny. They're close in age. I mean, I love Wes. I coached with him, man. He's one of my favorite coaches to coach with. I got to compete against Rhett, but what a great person he is, man. You got to be proud of the way they've handled themselves with the kids and building their staffs. That's a critical thing, is to have great assistant coaches because they do most of the coaching.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right.
Wow.
It's just, they were good kids, no problems. They were, I think Wesley was a little more the kind of guy you had to watch than Rhett,
Yeah,
but
makes sense. That makes sense.
He was a younger one, he's 4 years younger than Rhett. So they never were really in high school together. So one would finish and the other one got started. So I took off about 20 years out of coaching to raise those guys and to coach them. And I wouldn't take anything for that. And Bobby Taylor, he was the guy that told me, he said, "You're never going to get that time back." He said, "You need to be with those boys." So that was great advice. And I wouldn't take anything for the chance to stay out. I only got back into coaching because Ed Rigby called me when he came to Tate and said, he was there when I left Tate and asked me if I'd coach secondary. And I said, I wouldn't come back out there if you had a gun to my head. And he said, "Your son is going to be coaching." I said, "I'll be there tomorrow." And that's how he started into coaching.
Wow.
Coach, man, God bless you. That's beautiful.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
regret. I had a chance to go back to Alabama when I got done playing pro football. I don't know if I've told this story much, but Perk asked me to go back to Alabama and be a coach, and I declined because I didn't want to work 80 hours a week, never see my kids for $24,000 a year at the time. And I don't regret that decision. I'm glad I took a job where I could be home with those guys. And then I started coaching after they got a little older. Yeah, it's good advice, Coach.
Have we got a minute?
Yep.
I want to mention Chester Norris, who was the head coach at Fort Walton Beach High School. I ran into Chester when I was about 20, 22 years old at a clinic, and he was older. And he told me, he said, respect your fellow coaches. He said, nobody knows what you go through like those coaches. And he said, they are your best friends. And they're out there trying to beat your brains out on Friday night, Saturday morning. They're your best friend from the whole week. So, we need to respect all of our coaches, people that are going out there. Some of them working for nothing. Some of them working for very little. But I'm telling you, there's some great men that's going out there and leading these kids, and we need to show them a lot of respect. I don't care what school it is. They are really sacrificing for those kids. No doubt.
Good point, Coach.
Yes.
They do sacrifice.
Thank
They
you.
sacrifice financially, emotionally, because they don't get paid. They don't get paid even minimum wage, and I hope that changes.
Exactly.
But it's just an injustice, and everybody should tip your hat to those guys that give back to the kids and are positive impacts on others. That's what a true successful person is the amount of positive impact you have on others. So you should be proud of your two boys, man, having the positive impact on them.
Yep. Very proud. Yep.
All right. Great. Thank you so much, Coach. Let's jump into college football, and then we'll let you go, and Hobbs and I will go at the high school picks. Cool. I got to admit, I am 17-1 last 2 weeks for high school picks.
Yeah, he's on fire.
I'm on fire. All right, let's talk college football. A lot of buys this week. Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas A&M, and Alabama all have buys. And we're not picking like, the FSU Kent State game, 43-point spread. We're going to pick about eight games here, Coach. And let me know what you think. Give me your pick. Hobbs was going to chime in, and we do this. Thanks for being the guest picker. Miami, 8.5-point favorites, hosting Florida.
I'm going to go out on the limb. I'm taking the Gators.
Taking the Gators. Coach got the Gators.
I'll take the Gators as well.
Hobbs, you never take the Gators, man.
I always take the points.
I'm taking Miami. Illinois, 4.5-point underdogs to number 19 Indiana, 6:30 on NBC. I'm riding with the Illini.
They're getting 4 points.
They're getting 4.5.
I'll take the 4.5.
Okay.
I'm Indiana.
Oh, good pick, Coach. There's 4.5 favorites for some reason. Usually it's because the other team wins. Yeah, there's something up about that one. Oklahoma's 5.5-point favorites hosting Auburn, 2:30 on ABC. I think Oklahoma. I'm a Brent Venables fan, and I think he's got them going this year. I think they're going to win by a touchdown or more. I'm taking Oklahoma.
I think I'm going with Oklahoma because Coach Venables has been to Tate High School in person.
All right.
Has he really?
Yes, he has. What a great guy.
Wow.
I'm going to go on the other side of that, and I'm going to take the War Eagles.
Okay. Ole Miss, 12.5-point favorites hosting Tulane. A very good Tulane team was undefeated, 2:30 on ESPN. I think just Ole Miss has too much firepower for them. Especially at home. If it was somewhere else, I would take the points in Tulane. I'm taking Ole Miss.
I like Ole Miss as well.
You do? Okay. Hobbs is giving up the points.
Ole Miss is for me.
All right. Utah. Really good team. Kyle Whittingham did not want to retire after that last year's losing season. He's a heck of a coach. This will be his last year, but he's got them rolling. They're 3-0. They're 3.5-point favorites hosting Texas Tech. And I think Texas Tech's running back's banged up a little bit. That game is 11 o'clock on Fox. I'm going to take Utah.
Hobby, you got this one?
No, I should.
No, nobody's got anything.
No, wow. 3.5 points.
Yep.
I think I'll take Texas Tech.
Okay, Hobbs.
I'm going to have to go with Texas Tech as well. I'm somehow those guys get done.
All right. Hobbs was 2-6 last week. I was 5-3.
Wow.
I had to know that one.
Wow.
I got to tell our records. All right. Coastal Carolina is getting 14.5 points at South Alabama. Coastal Carolina's team has just gone backwards in the last couple of years. They were really good 6, 7, 8 years ago. South Alabama's got a good program. I'm going to give up the points. I'm taking the Jags.
Oh yeah.
The
Jags played Tulane really well.
Yeah, they
over in Mobile. I like South Alabama as well.
Me too.
I'm going with you guys, South Alabama.
All right, Syracuse, my old hometown, my buddies from Wednesday night. They're really disappointed as usual in their Syracuse orange, but Tennessee's a pretty good team, so I said don't feel so bad. They're getting 16.5 points at Clemson. Clemson is going to be livid, and I know they're wanting some revenge from the last couple of weeks. I'm going to take Clemson in a swamp against Syracuse.
I'm a Clemson guy.
You're a Clemson guy, all right? So
well, just to be different, I'll go on the other side of that and take the big orange.
Oh boy, they'll be.
I need to get back. I need to get some games back.
Yeah, you do need. All right, Troy is getting 7.5 at Buffalo. And I don't think Troy's that bad of a team. I don't know much about Buffalo, but I'm going to take Troy and take the points.
Buffalo beat Kent State by 3 points this past week. I'm going to take the Troy Trojans in that one.
Yep.
I'm Troy. Troy guy.
Troy guy.
Yeah,
you're a Troy guy. Coach, thanks so much for being with us. It was so much fun, man.
Yeah,
Coach. My pleasure. And I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to write a book if I can just get enough time to sit down.
Yes.
You should write a book, Coach. I started mine and just then finished it.
Right.
I need to find the time to do that. Thanks again. We'll see you Friday night. We'll be at the game Friday night. So hope to see you there, Coach.
Absolutely.
I got my tater on.
All right, man. Probably. I hope you got that.
Take inside. Just don't tell Wes.
Just don't tell Wes.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Oh man, that was great.
Yes.
That was great, Coach Summy. All right, let's tackle high school football.
Let's do it.
It's week 5 already.
Man, it's halfway over. Big games coming up.
Yeah, let's tackle these. Navarre 0-3 at Milton 4-0. It's pretty easy pick. Milton by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Washington 2-1 at Gulf Breeze 0-3. Gulf Breeze just hasn't put it together. It's going to take them a year or two to build Rome. Can't build Rome in a day.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with Washington.
Exactly.
All right. Andalusia at Pace. Pace is too strong. Andalusia's got a pretty good squad, but the game will be played at the Patriots. I think Pace will beat them by 2-3 touchdowns.
I got a little closer than that, but I like Pace.
Okay. Catholic 3-1 at Providence, Jacksonville, Florida 1-3. Catholic's playing well since that first loss, and I just think they're too much for this small team in Jacksonville. I'm taking the Crusaders.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay. All right. We're all in agreement. West Florida, the Sunny Bowl 3 that we were just talking about. West Florida's 3-1. Tate's 3-1. 7:00 Friday. Sunny Bowl 3. Both the brothers are 1-1. So this is the rubber match. I'm taking Tate in a close one.
I tell you what, I like the Aggies as well.
Okay. How's it got? Aggies. Mosley 3-1 at Escambia 0-3. And I think the Gators will upset Mosley and get their first win. I'm going to try to guess it. They can't go very long. Mosley's on the road. Their wins have been close. I'm going to take Escambia.
Well, I like that. You have a 2-game lead on me right now. I'm taking Mosley.
Yep, good leverage pick. Holmes County, just don't tell Bennett and Brett and those guys. All right, Holmes County 1-3 at Northview 1-3. This is up in the air. I don't know much about both teams, but I think Holmes County maybe has a little bit too much for Northview.
I went with Northview. They blew like a 20-some point lead last week at Freeport. They're playing a little better up there. I'll take Northview.
All right, Hobbs got Northview. And last one, Jay 1-2 at Chipley 4-0. I think they'll keep it fairly close, but Chipley's just too strong. We got Chipley.
Yeah.
All right. So bye week is Pine Forest 1-3. Next on their schedule, they only have four playoff teams left: Crestview, Washington, Paces, Escambia, and West Florida.
Wow.
And then PHS 1-3 next week. They're at 4-0 Bay High School. Exactly. So that's the high school schedule for this week. Oh, I did want to mention because I've had a couple of Warfel Trophy winners on the show. So I always follow the Warfel Trophy. Allstate and American Football Conference Association announced the 2025 Good Works team. Coach Brent Venables was named the honorary coach. This Good Works team honors 22 college football players and one head coach in their extraordinary commitment to community service. For the second year, Allstate's partnering with the Warfel Foundation to unify these two of college's most meaningful community service awards. The Allstate Good Works team and Allstate Trophy. 11 players from the NCAA Football Bowl subdivision are picked, and 11 players from the NCAA subdivision and Division II, Division III, and NAIA are all picked as well. Just a little bit about, if you're not familiar with it, about the Allstate Warfel Trophy. It was established in 2005 and honors college football players who serve others, celebrates their impact, and inspires greater service in the world. Allstate Warfel Trophy is presented annual to the FBS player who combines these exemplary community services with leadership achievement on and off the field. And it is the first major award honoring the character of service to others. So we always want to recognize that. Thanks to you, Danny Warfel, for that.
Yep.
I've had him on the show. Got to have him back soon. Hobbs, thanks for joining us, man. I want to thank Coach Neal Summerford, all these great sponsors: Sandy Sansing, Hill Kelly Dodge, Seiler Agency, all the great sponsors that sponsor the show. Without their contribution, this just wouldn't be possible. Have a great go to a high school football game. Support your high school. Stay tuned for these messages. Thanks so long.
All right.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember: Sandy Sansing can.
Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
Hey, Bama fans, this is Will Moore, president of the Pensacola Bama Club. You can find us at PensacolaBamaClub.com. We are your official alumni chapter in the Pensacola and surrounding areas. Membership is available to all alumni and all Bama fans, so come see us at one of our many events throughout the year. Our Bama football watch parties are the next best thing to being in Bryant-Denny Stadium. We even serve authentic stadium hot dogs. Membership, event, and contact information will be found on our website at PensacolaBamaClub.com. Roll Tide.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 888-848-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray, and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember. Sandy Sansing can.